Chat, we're cooked. We're cooked, guys. You might remember a couple of videos ago, we were talking about WB Games, and there was this big report put out by Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. He was talking about a lot of the going-ons. He was talking a lot about their studios. One of the things that he talked about was the Wonder Woman game, and he was saying that it was having a bit of a troubled development cycle. They restarted the development on it last year, so it was seemingly years away, and he would always mention in his article that it was years away if it ever makes it to market. And well, now we know why that verbiage was very specific from one Jason Schreier. We got some really bad news today. A headline here reads from Bloomberg: Warner Bros. Shuts down 3 game studios, cancels Wonder Woman title. Company halts work on highly anticipated Wonder Woman title. Closure follows several disappointing releases last year. Yeah. Like I said, we're cooked. We're absolutely cooked. The article here reads as follows: Warner Bros. Discovery is closing 3 video game studios and halting work on a highly anticipated Wonder Woman title in a bid to boost the profitability of its interactive entertainment business. Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. San Diego are being shuttered, according to a memo to staff viewed by Bloomberg News. Yeah, there is no real way to dance around it. The Wonder Woman game has been officially canceled. It is not being made. It is not happening. On top of that, Monolith are being shut down. Player First Games as well, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. Player First Games, you might know, are the guys who developed and made Multiverses. This is just insanity to me. Insanity. We also have an official statement from WB Games themselves. They say here, we have to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Bros. Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them. The development of Monolith's Wonder Woman video game will not move forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character, and unfortunately, this is no longer possible within our strategic priorities. This is another tough decision, as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experiences through amazing games. We greatly admire the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contribution. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back to producing high-quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world-class studios, and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond. I'm really bummed out. I mean, first of all, I feel for all those affected. These are 3 major studios that are just getting shut down. Lots of jobs lost, obviously, through this. Lots of layoffs, I imagine. It's just really tough. But yeah, the Wonder Woman game is no longer happening. I mean, take yourself back to 2021, I think it was, the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley saying, I don't think anybody had this on their bingo card. Next thing you know, we see this crazy announcement. A Wonder Woman game is being made, and it's from the same guys that did the Middle-earth games. Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Oh my goodness, I had so much hope. I was extremely excited. Keep in mind, too, these are the guys that pioneered, that invented the Nemesis system. It's one of the coolest new things in games, and we have not seen it utilized in a single game ever since. WB Games patented the idea, and we just haven't seen it used. And now, the guys who made the system in the first place, the studio is shut down. Will we ever even see the Nemesis system in a video game ever again? I don't know. Monolith as well, I think, just celebrated like a 30-year anniversary. They have been around. They have made tons of amazing games beyond just the Middle-earth games. This is all just extremely unfortunate. And I mean, the same goes for Player First Games. I think they were a new studio. They came out swinging with Multiverses. It had this massive jump in popularity. And yeah, it was very short-lived. It did not last very long. But still, they were trying something new. They couldn't land on their feet with it, unfortunately. You would have hoped they would get another shot at it. That's not going to be the case. And so where do we go from here? Well, they mentioned, like I said, they want to bolster their big IPs. They want to go and focus on DC, Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones. So they're going to go all in on these franchises. And we can remember from a little while back that David Zaslav was very specific to mention when it comes to DC that they want to focus on Batman. So getting games from the other of the big 3 of the Trinity, are we going to get a Superman game? Will we ever get an actual proper Wonder Woman game? maybe not. At least, maybe not in this lifetime. I could be telling my grandkids about the Wonder Woman game that's coming out and tell them about this day here that we're all experiencing. I don't know. I really don't know how else to feel about all this. It's so extremely unfortunate. Continuing with the Bloomberg article, we got a quote here saying, "The quality of too many of our new releases has really missed the mark," JB Perret, head of games and streaming for Warner Bros., wrote in a memo. "We need to make some substantial changes to our portfolio/team structure if we are to commit the necessary resources to get back to a fewer but bigger franchises strategy." I understand a little bit about what they're saying. It's just, man, a studio with 30 years of experience behind them, developing some of the best games out there and making a system that so many people now love and wish we could see more of. Shutting them down is crazy. I'm not trying to justify or say that Player First Games or Warner Bros. San Diego should have been shut down. I'm just saying that of the three, the one that is the most shocking is Monolith Productions. I had just so much hope too for what they could have done with that Wonder Woman game. I know that they restarted development, and it did sound like they were trying to remove the Nemesis system and make it more of a traditional third-person action adventure. Even then, I was still looking forward to it. Monolith did such a good job with Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. I love the combat in those games. I love the world. I love how much lore is injected into it. The story is maybe the weakest part, but even then, it is such a fun franchise. I love those games, and I really would have liked to see what they were going to do with this Wonder Woman game. This is what happens, man. Last year was obviously a really, really tough year for WB Games. On top of Multiverse not doing well, we had Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, which has made every headline under the sun about how it wasn't profitable and was a big bomb. And then I think there was that Quidditch game as well that didn't end up doing too good for WB Games also. So it's just been one miss after another after another. And I think what's extremely unfortunate for WB Games in the position that they're in as well is the fact that the year prior they had Hogwarts Legacy, which was like one of the biggest releases in the last 10 years, sold millions upon millions of copies, and was extremely profitable. And guess what? It was a single-player RPG. We need to learn some lessons here. I need to see less studio shutdowns and more, oh, okay, the single-player games work, but the big live service multiplayer games don't. And that's coming from the guy who was one of the only people that was willing to give Suicide Squad a shot. And that's because it had Rocksteady's name on it. I had faith in Rocksteady. I believed in Rocksteady because they made the Arkham games. I love those Arkham games. They mean so much to me and my channel. Suicide Squad was a big letdown for me. And that, even saying that, there are a lot of things I still defend about that game. I think the gameplay is pretty awesome. I think the world looks really good. It is a beautiful looking game in general. The visuals are top notch. And you can very clearly see that Rocksteady is a talented studio. They're just not experienced in making something that is a live service multiplayer game. And so, you know, now we're hearing all these rumors that they might go back to Batman, which, yeah, I'm excited about that, but I really do wish we could see them flourish and do something else with another DC property. You know, so many people back during when Arkham Origins came out were saying, man, imagine if Rocksteady or WB Games Montreal made a Green Arrow game and just borrowed the Arkham combat, but utilized it within the confines of Green Arrow's world. We obviously all want a Superman game. There was a rumor out there that a Flash game was going to be made, but after the movie bomb, they canned the development on that as well. I know Batman is the top dog. All right, he's one of the most popular characters in all of pop culture, but we cannot just get Batman games until we die. And that's coming from the ride or die will always play Arkham until my last breath guy. I want a Superman game, all right? I want other Justice League members. I wanted that Wonder Woman game so bad. I have to wait and see what the future holds for WB Games. I got another video possibly coming out later this week about maybe Injustice 3 happening, being officially confirmed in some capacity. But even then, like, I can only get my hopes up so high. I can only get so excited for the future of WB Games when you hear reports like what happened today. But hey, with that being said, let me now kick it to you guys. Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below. How bummed out are you? How do you feel about all this news? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Let's try to keep it civil. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.